Welcome to Caliber TTS, the airgun channel that explores the science of shooting. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the science of pellet dwell time in airguns and explore how it affects accuracy and precision. Pellet dwell time is the duration between the moment the air pressure behind the pellet reaches a sufficient level to overcome the static friction between the pellet and the barrel, and the moment the pellet begins to move down the barrel. The pellet dwell time is affected by several factors, including the air pressure behind the pellet, the fit of the pellet in the barrel, and the smoothness of the barrel's bore. In a spring piston airgun, the pellet dwell time is affected by the force and speed of the piston's movement. When the airgun is fired, the piston compresses the air in the compression chamber, and the compressed air generates the force to propel the pellet. The force and speed of the piston's movement affect the pellet dwell time by influencing the rate at which the air pressure behind the pellet builds up. A slower piston movement can result in a longer pellet dwell time, as the air pressure behind the pellet has more time to build up to a sufficient level to overcome the static friction between the pellet and the barrel. On the other hand, a faster piston movement can result in a shorter pellet dwell time, as the air pressure behind the pellet builds up more quickly. The effect of pellet dwell time on accuracy and precision is significant, as a longer pellet dwell time allows the air pressure to build up to a higher level behind the pellet, resulting in a more consistent and predictable shot. To optimize the pellet dwell time in a spring piston airgun, it's important to choose a pellet that fits snugly in the barrel, and to ensure that the barrel is properly cleaned and lubricated. In a CO2-powered airgun, the pellet dwell time is affected by the rate at which the CO2 gas is released from the cartridge. As the CO2 gas is released, it expands rapidly, generating the force to propel the pellet. The rate of expansion of the CO2 gas affects the pellet dwell time by influencing the rate at which the air pressure behind the pellet builds up. In a PCP airgun, the pellet dwell time is affected by the regulated air pressure and the valve design. PCP airguns use a pre-charged air cylinder to provide the air pressure for propelling the pellet. The regulated air pressure and valve design affect the pellet dwell time by controlling the rate at which the air pressure behind the pellet builds up. Understanding the science of pellet dwell time in airguns is essential for optimizing accuracy and precision. By choosing the right pellet size and weight, ensuring proper barrel maintenance, and using consistent air pressure, airgun shooters can achieve a longer and more consistent pellet dwell time, resulting in greater accuracy and precision.